Ah, come on, man. High vibes. Doing some puzzles, huh? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're trying to warm up a little bit. Hmm. I guess I just take the rook, right? In h2, queen f2. Yeah. Fork it. I was thinking about forking there, but no, it's a free rook. Yeah, caballo G3, caballo. You see, all of you were wrong. No era caballo G3, porque...
Thank you!
Thank you with the frames. Thank you for the heart meme. So, rook c2.
Rira services.
If before you get checkmate. Maybe not. Maybe there isn't a checkmate.
Thank you!
I was trying to find it, actually, I couldn't. This isn't Assassin's Creed. Yeah, we're gonna go back to it eventually, I guess. Hopefully we do. Like, if you go with the check here, maybe white has a resource. They can take the knight and be okay or something. So, let's have a look. So here, check. Ah, look at that. You see king h2. And after king h2 is a draw. Is a draw. Because knight f1 and king g1. You don't really have a good check anymore. You can play this check, but then I'm just gonna take. Right, so queen b6. And then I just take the knight, and you're not winning this. You're just not gonna win this. So, yeah. Alright, so I like this move. Rook f2 is very interesting. It takes queen d2. If the king goes here, I have another check. And then king h4. And then we have mate on h8 with the other rook. The other option is here. Takes, check. Maybe he goes there. I have a check here. Everything seems to be winning. You can have one rook here as well. He's gonna block with the queen, I guess. But then we take with the pawn. Yeah. Oh. Right, so if I take this one... Ah, look at that. This is a very good check. I think that's checkmate, right? He forces king g1 and then queen g2. Ah. So check if he goes here. Well, that's not a move, actually. He has to play this. And then we have this check. And then the king is forced to go here. And then we have a check on f1, maybe? Rook f1. And then the only move... Is either this one? Oh, it's hard to see. So here, here, and then he has only this move. If I give a check on f1, he can either go here or here. I don't see the checkmate though. So if he goes to g2, what do we play? I don't see it. You can give the second check with the bishop? Oh, so you're saying that when we go here, we give this check? Yeah, but we know that. We're trying to calculate what happens after the king goes to f3. Because the king is gonna do this, right? After the check on c4, the king goes to f3. Maybe there we can use the knight. We have a check on g5. But I don't really like it very much. Because then the king can go... Where can the king go? It shouldn't be that hard, but I can't see it. Move the knight? Knight e2? I don't really have it so clear. So let's have a look again. So rook g1, king e2, bishop c4, and then king f3. If king f3, rook g3. Ah, rook g3 wins. Okay, yeah, rook g3 was the move that we didn't see. Now I found it. Yeah, I think that there you go. It's a good exercise to visualize the entire sequence before making a move, you know? Like, that helps a lot to calculate and improve your calculation skills, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, now that we found the checkmate, I'm quite certain that rook g3 is okay. We can play the entire sequence. Okay, so here. I think that rook g2 is winning. But there is one little problem with rook g2, which is rook f1, protecting the checkmate on f2. So just because of that, we should go to h2 then, threaten this checkmate. But then, he's gonna go to g1 with the king, right? King g1 is gonna be the move that they'll play. So if king g1, I have rook check, and then I force king f1, but I'm not really making too much progress there, right? Or maybe I am. I mean, I can give a check on f2. The king is gonna go here, obviously. And then I have another check, and the king goes here, and I'm not finding the mate. So maybe none of these things work. Ah, we have okay, rookie one. Yeah. Oh, everyone saw it. Mate one, rookie one. Yeah, I thought this was okay, but I calculated that none of them were working, and that's how I found the checkmate in one. You might as well find the checkmate in one instead of doing what I did, right? Okay, so bishop g5. And sometimes that happens also, like that you're blind and you don't get to see like the most obvious move. You don't see it. But if you calculate, you'll see it eventually because you just realize that the other variations don't work. Okay, so bishop g5 makes sense here. He forces king d1, and then we can take the knight. That seems to be checkmate. Very straightforward. f4 simply delaying the inevitable, which is not a concern. Okay. So we're getting mated, so we should find a mate as well, because This is not looking good. So this move, what it does is it blocks the escape, you know, like playing f6 is blocking the king from getting away. And I think that's the move that I should play. It doesn't matter whether he takes with the pawn or queen, right? Because then the king wouldn't be able to escape, and then I have queen h6 infiltrating. And if the king drops back, then we sack the rook as well. After king takes, queen a6, and then queen g7 is checkmate. So yeah, we can play f6. And honestly, there's nothing else going on for white in this position. Like, nothing else. Like, there is not a single decent move that we should consider apart from that one. So yeah, f6. So yeah, and then we sack the rook. And h6 and g7. Right, this one seems to be rook takes. Because if the king goes to a6, we're gonna give a check right here, and that would be mate. On the other hand, if I take with the queen, king a8, and it's really hard to come up with a winning plan there. Since we're down so much material, we need to find the checkmate threat. Sorry, the checkmate net. And I think that's the move that gets the job done, right? King b8, and then we give another check, and then eventually we'll have a checkmate on the 7 rank. And if it goes down, yeah, simply rook a7. So yeah, we know that it's rook takes c7. I think I've seen this puzzle before. We go here, he's gonna play f4, and then we give a check. And after that check is played, we can take the bishop and be up a minor. I don't think there is a checkmate though. g3 is also a move, but probably f4 is what most players would play in this position, even though it doesn't do a damn thing because I play bishop d4. Does he have a discover attack on my bishop? Probably no. My king is safe. So yeah, I think queen h4 is not a difficult move. Alright, so taking comes to mind, but why would I play that? Knight takes, and then bishop takes, king takes. I have queen f2, and then I can take the knight as well. Okay, so that's a good reason for me to take the rook. It simplifies the game, and I'll be up a minor piece and the end of the sequence, right? Queen f2 is the check that wins the knight back. Well, that wins the knight. So yeah, let's just play this. Now, it would have been interesting maybe if he plays something like king h8. But I guess we go queen f2 anyway, and then we get the bishop out. So yeah, alright, so check on f2, and then we take the knight. I like knight takes, but I don't think it works. He's gonna take with the rook, and then rook g, queen g3, rook g2 is not a move, by the way. So maybe it is knight takes f2. Because if he takes with the rook, queen takes g3 comes with a lot of power. Mainly because the rook is pinned, so I'll be able to take the rook as well. And the dark square bishop with the queen, they are working very well. Working very well together. And this is really forced because it's hitting the queen as well. So where do you go? I don't know, where would you go? I have this move in the back as well. If not something better, I don't know. If there's a better discover attack, we'll figure it out, I guess. But I'm quite confident that if I take, it's going to play rook takes. Because if it doesn't, it's probably checkmate. Don't quote me on that, because I didn't see the checkmate, though. Alright, so let's play knight takes f2. And then exploit the pin. And in this position, I guess we simply take with the bishop. It makes a bit more sense to take with the bishop. Because we want him to stay here in this diagonal. Oh, and I took with the... That was a mouse slip. Oh, that's stupid, bro. That's dumb. That was a mouse slip, but he was like, oh, look, let me be an idiot. And I clicked the right button. Ugh. It hurts a little bit when you found the correct move. You understood the puzzle, and you get it wrong anyway. Alright, so 92, knight g3 seems axiomatic. Unlucky, yeah. It happens, though. There isn't much we can do about it. Hey, Isaac, thank you for the heartbeat. Didn't see it before. Whereas a knight e2 and then knight g3 seems like unstoppable checkmate. And I don't really see how can you stop that. I'm just gonna play it. Yep. Alright, so we have another mate in 1. No, careful. There's a queen from Narnia. Gotta be careful with that queen. Alright, so this is still very good for me. I guess I can block like that. And now we threaten mate. If we block like that, he's gonna be forced to sack material, like, because there is not a decent way for you to defend this. So this disconnects the queen, and it probably wins, because the only move it seems to be queen takes e5, and then we simply take, and then we win. Anyway, there are some other stupid checks over here, but everything is losing for black. So yeah, that is an engine check. I had to deal with those from time to time. Okay, so knight takes f6 comes to mind, but after pawn takes, I don't really see it so clearly. We do have a check over here that I overlooked. We can take on d5. It forces king h8, because the knight is covering fa, and blocking doesn't do anything. So we can take on d5, and then we have another discover attack. Now maybe not really knight takes f6, but knight g5 blocking the queen, so he doesn't have queen h6. And that's probably checkmate with queen h7, right? Wait a second. No, you don't need queen h7. This move by itself is checkmate, right? Alright, so let's just play it then. Yeah, so you know that you're winning when the engine plays those type of moves. So we just take, and then after king h8, knight g5, and that's all she wrote, right? Alright, so takes comes to mind, but I don't think it works. It's gonna be simply knight takes, and then we have nothing. Wait a second. Is that true? No, it isn't true. It actually works. Takes, knight takes, and then bishop check, forcing the king to go to h1. And then we play rook f1 and we win. There's a queen sack. Of course he blocks. Okay, so knight g6, is that mate? It is mate. Let's just play it very quickly, I guess. Alright, so queen g3, queen here. The rook is blocking the mate in 1, so... Wait, is that a free queen? It is a free queen. Careful. Should we take the queen instead? I guess we should. I mean, I do have a check on e1 after, but I'm not making any progress. So let's just take the queen. Alright, so knight h7 is a threat. How do we stop that? Sorry, queen h7 is a threat. But knight, yeah, I mean, the knight is still protecting the mate. So maybe we do have time to play something like queen takes here. Like queen takes, d4. But what for? What are we trying to do with that? We're still getting mated. What about bishop e4? Does that work? Knight takes, queen takes. It's not very promising. Come on, knight here. It's just like he always has knight takes e4. I'll be down a minor. I'll be down a minor piece there. So it's obviously getting a bit more difficult, right? I don't see this one. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. At least not so easily. 96 work. You're talking about the previous puzzle, I guess. Queen takes e4 and queen takes e5. Well, you're not really taking anything on e5 because I assume that white is going to take on f6. Remember that white is also playing, so he's going to take on f6. And if you take on f6, you're getting mated on h7. So that line is rush and wrong. Bishop e4 takes knight. So bishop takes c3. Why? Why would you play that? What does it do? Pawn takes and then what? I just don't get it. g2? Oh, you just want to take on g2? That would be very bad for you, I guess. Because after rook g1, you're just adding another attacker to your poor king. Yeah, usually that is like a piece of advice, I would say. Like, you don't really want to take the pawns that are in front of your king, because that just opens lines for your opponent to attack. So if there is a move that we're not going to play now, is bishop takes g2. And there is a lot of going on here, like the knight is hanging, and queen h7 is a very concrete threat. Sack the king. Yeah, I mean, we do that in blitz. In puzzle, we try not to. Queen d4 seems like the only move. Oh yeah? But like, what's the idea of queen d4? Well, it does support knight e4. But what I don't like about it is that if I take, he's gonna... Alright, so I do have queen e5, and then I can take this knight. That's a possibility. And I guess that's the only move that we have. If you look at the material count, we're already up a minor piece. So if we take on d4, and then we take on e5, we're winning. I'm just thinking that maybe white is going to castle, or maybe rook d1. In either case, we can play check on e5 and pick up the knight. So, yeah, I think queen d4 is fine. After pawn takes f6, we're just going to play queen e5 and take the knight. And the queen is defending our king. And this one, it would be a bit more dangerous maybe if the queen was on d3, so he would have access to g3 or maybe h3. But that's not the case, so yeah, we can play, I guess. Let's go here, and then we give a check. And he blocks with the bishop. I'm just gonna take the knight. Honestly, I had to deal with this threat. And that's the only way for me to do it. Okay. Can I trap the lady? Well, maybe we do have attacking with knight i4, but maybe we can find a better form. A better move for that. What about knight here? What about knight here? Well, it's just that this bishop is also hanging. So, well, knight f4 seems correct. But I'm looking at also knight d5. You know, like hitting the queen as well as the bishop. It doesn't seem to be doing much. This is a guaranteed double attack. So I guess we should go for it. Let's count the material. So we have 4 minor pieces. I don't think there is a mating net for white here. And we should be careful because this is actually a problem maybe. So knight a4. The queen goes elsewhere. Probably the queen is going to go... I mean, they have c7 and d8. Those are the only squares. And then we simply take the bishop. How's that not winning? Yeah, I guess. We shouldn't overthink this too much. So we're just going to play that. Would you look at that? I didn't see this. But obviously the idea is to take on f2. Now if I take, he's going to take mine. And then I take. And I hit both rooks. I guess that's what they want me to play. And I'll be up an exchange, I guess. Along with the extra piece, I guess. So it is very promising to play knight takes b6. And then we take this one. Instead of taking the rook, obviously, right? Because in this variation, you're up a whole rook, I guess? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Bishop c4. You can take 2 rooks, I think. No, probably only one, but good enough to win. Alright, so we have rook g1 here. Simply to coordinate a bit and go here. I like it because then we can go back and then we take, and that's actually checkmate. This king is very misplaced. So here we give a check and then we drop back. No, wait a second, we can't drop back exactly because there's a pawn on f5. So how do we do this? Maybe we go here then. We go c4. A forces f4 for black is the only move to stop the checkmate, right? So we go c4, rook c4, and then f4 is going to be played. And after f4 is played, we can go here. We give a check. The king goes up. And then maybe we play this. It's a bit scary because he has f3. So we're missing something here. Rook c4 looks correct, but I don't find the mate in Netches yet. So rook c4, f4, and then maybe c4. Sorry, rook c5 check, king a6, and then how do we make progress there? I want to play rook g5, but it feels that it's too slow because f3 is coming. If he plays f3, I had to go up, but I don't really want to. I don't want to play that. And if I go rook g4, I'm not really threatening a mate, because if I give this check, he's gonna take my rook on g5. I know that I'm trying to see too much. Maybe. Rook c4. Thank you so much for the follow. Rook c4, f3, then rook c5, and what? I couldn't read that. And on king h5, then king takes h4.
Brandon Vega.
Oh, so you want me to take with the king? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't consider that. Brandon, thank you for the follow. What about c5? Yeah, but we gotta force them to play f4, right? So they open this file. And taking with the king is something that I miss, which is completely winning, it feels. Yeah. That was the little detail that I was missing, right?
Ovainham.
And then we take with the king. And now we're threatening this, which seems to be unstoppable. Yeah. Thank you, Ivan, for the follow. Yeah, we go for that, I guess. That was the little detail that I was missing. Maybe not so little, though. You know what I mean. Okay. We have a rook sack, maybe? No. It doesn't do anything. So queen d8 comes to mind, but then after king b7, we have nothing. So, what about queen d7? King b7 again. You know, like c6 is a move, maybe, but what are we trying to do with c6? Ah, wait a second. Queen d7 and then queen c7. Oh, that's basically it, right? Okay. d7 and queen c7. Yeah. Okay, I want to push p and sack the rookie. If it takes, I'm going here.
Iraq.
And that's not easy to stop at all. Iraq.
Tater.
Thank you for the follow, Iraq and Tater. Thank you. So yeah, e6, e7 looks very solid. Yeah, I don't think he has time to take, because then e7 comes and I'll be promoting. So, what else can black play after if I go e6? That's the question. I guess king f7. He goes here. No, so here. King f8 has to be played. Maybe I can sack the rookie like that. And if it takes, I go here, and then he has no time to stop promotion. So maybe there is a rook sack on g7. So let's see what he does. Oh. So his idea is to simply remove the rook. Right? I guess if I take, black is going to be able to hold this. I don't even know how. I mean, yes, it's not that hard anymore for black to stop the pawn. So this is simply not good for white. So I'm looking at this move, rook e2. Like keeping the threat of simply playing e7. And rook g7 is still a move, I guess. So yeah, we stay here, we do not trade. We play rook e2. And e7 is a very concrete move. Along with rook g7. So let's just do that. Okay, so now he's getting desperate. So he's obviously sacking on e7 now. And yeah, we're gonna be up 2 rooks, and g7 is weak. So even though it looks a bit messy, we should be able to win this. These are weaknesses. So yeah, e7. Because if I play anything else, bishop e7, and then making progress is gonna be very hard. So yeah, e7. Okay. We have a check on d3. It forces the king to jump into, or to get into, what's it called? A discover attack. And we might be able to win the queen. Now, he can take here. but I don't think it's a concern. Like if he plays this, maybe it is. Maybe has a discover check or something and wins the queen. So here I guess queen takes and then queen takes and then check. We go here. Something like king f7. So he doesn't have a discover attack winning our queen. Yeah, I guess we do that. Or maybe we don't have to. Let's see what he... Yeah, okay, so he takes. So yeah, queen takes. It's fine, but you gotta be careful. You gotta play king f7 after pawn takes. And if promotion ever happens, we simply take with the rook here. Oh, the king as well. It's a move, I guess. Huh? Alright, let's just take. Yeah, so king here. King f7. Or maybe king g8. Nah, king g8 runs into the same problem. So we have to play king f7. Alright. Good. Accept me? For what? Who are you? I don't know you. Why should I accept you? You mean on TikTok? Did you send something on TikTok to join or something? That is some personality. If you're very pretty, I will accept you. But if you're a man, that was just two nerds on TikTok talking about chess. Come on now. Come on now. Okay. We have a check on b3. Which doesn't seem to be doing much. Can I mate him? I was looking at king b7, you know? Like, king b7 looks... there's a problem there. He can simply push. If he pushes, we have nothing. Because then I won't be able to play knight c6. My plan was basically going here. But it's hope chess because he doesn't have to take with the pawn, you know? But if he takes with the pawn, I have a checkmate. I can play knight c6, king b5, and then a6, and that's actually checkmate. But the problem with that line, king b7, is b5. He plays b5. What do we have with b5? I don't have knight c6. But I have knight b3. Oh, I still have a mate then. Knight b3 is winning. Yes, it is. Oh, I'm a genius. Alright, so as you can see now, we need to find like two mating nets, right? Not just one, but two. So you can tell that the puzzles are getting a bit more difficult. Where are you from? I'm from Chile. I'm from South America. You can promote your pawn after you do knight b3. Pin of shame, right? Pin of shame for this guy who didn't see the checkmate. He was trying to promote the pawn. How old am I? I'm 28. Okay, let's move on. We have a check. I like it. I like it because it allows me to play queen h5. Queen h5 seems crushing. It looks very strong. So knight e5. What else can you do? You can take the rook here, but then I hope queen h5 again. And I will have a mate in net, I guess, with the knight and the queen.
Michael Robley.
I'm not entirely sure though, because thank you for the follow, by the way. What if it takes the rook? Yeah, I was looking at this. I'm trying to make it work, but so if we go check here, we have a check on g6 as well. And then where does the king go? If the king goes to fa, it's hard to make progress, I'm not gonna lie. We have a check over here. But then the king can go to g8. And then maybe knight g6. Are you winning, son? I don't see it so clearly. This looks correct, but maybe it isn't. Maybe there is a different knight move. Like knight takes g5. Look at that. Knight takes g5 defends the rook. And it opens up the king. The queen, sorry, to get to h5. So this move looks very good. Because if we have the rook in the game, you're gonna get cooked. You're gonna survive this, I guess. I mean, it would be very hard. You play queen f5, g4. But I still don't see it. You think knight h4 maybe? Knight h4, it's very similar to knight e5. And it doesn't seem to get the job done. Just that we're missing one key square for the knight, which is f7. As long as there is a knight on f7 for black, they are sort of fine. They're okay, right? We're playing this. But I like knight g5. Knight g5 looks promising. We just have to calculate what happens. Pawn takes, queen h5. He has two moves. He can go to f6 as well as f5. If he goes to f5, I don't have rook f7. This knight is such a good defender, bro. So we go here. I can't see it. If he goes to f6, let's have a look at f6 first. Because maybe this is just not working, right? Well, let's just take. Pawn takes, queen h5, king f6, check. He can go to f. He still goes to f5. If he goes to f5, what do we play? I have queen h3, but I'm not making much progress. He's gonna drop back. Queen h3, and if I give this check, the bishop comes, and if that ever happens, black is gonna be fine. So no. Am I missing something? Sack the knight. So you can bring the bishop after that. Oh yeah? But how? There's still a pawn on g5, by the way. The idea would be to take. Pawn takes. Ah, wait a second. Yeah, you're right. So king f6 is simply not available because I can take on g5. And that will lead to checkmate very, very soon, I guess. I still don't see it so clearly. But yeah, so king f6 is a bit a bit bad, right? We can take on g5 because the king would be blocking the bishop. All right, so that's progress though. Let's see if there is a mate there. So knight takes, pawn takes, queen h5, king f6, queen takes. Queen takes. It goes here. I have this check. Pawn takes, king d7, and then finally I think that the mate would be with queen g4. Queen g4. But wait, my queen, where is it? Where's my queen? I forgot. Oh yeah, but we played this check, we have queen e6 or something. Ah, there is a mate in there. So now we have to calculate what happens if the king goes to f5. If the king goes to f5, so knight takes. King f5 immediately. Sorry. Pawn takes. And then queen h5, king f5. g4, does g4 work? Probably no. g4, he can go to e4 or e6. And that blocks the queen as well. I don't really like it very much. If he goes to e6, maybe queen g6, but then bishop f6. Nah, you're not winning there. So if the king goes to f5, what are we missing here? I would like to play rook f7, but it's just not a move. Maybe queen f3, but then king g6, and we'll stay exactly where we were. Sack the knight on e5. Okay, yeah, king f5 looks problematic. Now, if we sack the knight on e5, pawn takes, check, king f5 again. King f5 is a problem. I don't see how to tackle king f5. Either in this variation as well as in this one. But yeah, knight e5 is not as good as knight g5 if you ask me personally, because knight g5 defends the rook. Knight e5 allows king takes h7, and then if I go here, it's like 6-7. What's your rating? Today I feel like 1500. e5 is correct? How so? When people talk like that, they are usually using the engine. You can win a queen if he goes f5. How? I still don't see it. Checkmate with queen and knight. No, I don't think there is a checkmate with the queen and knight. I mean, I tried to make it work, but I couldn't. Check, takes, queen h5, and then the king. If the king goes to g7, we have a check on e6, I guess. That's like the only move. Sorry, on g6, and then king fa, and then we have a check here, and then king g8, and then you want to play knight g6, I guess. But still not a checkmate, right? Knight g6. With ideas of playing this, but then king f7. And he's escaping. Knight e5. King to f5. No. If knight e5, he's gonna take the rook. Queen d3. Pawn f3 is mate. What? Queen d3. Pawn. I don't get what you're saying, man. Knight h3 is not a move. You're talking about knight h4, probably. I don't think it works. Yeah, it's not an easy puzzle. It's meant to be very hard, chat, because it's puzzle number 56. I still think that it's this, but I have a problem with king f5. King f5, and I'm running out of imagination there. Maybe queen h3. But the thing is that Bruce is gonna go. Ah, wait. Ah, wait. I think I found it. No. If king g7, I don't make progress after king g7. Alright, so this is what I'm looking at. So knight takes g5. Pawn takes. Queen h5. King f5. Queen h3. I like queen h3 because, yeah, it's gonna go back. King g6. But then we're gonna give a check like that. We're gonna give a check on h6. The problem is king g7 there. If king g7. And if it goes like that. It's so hard to see the entire line, the entire sequence. There are too many moves. Go king d7 and then checkmate. King d7. I was trying to get the king to d7, but that only happens if they play king f6. If king f6 is ever played, we can get the king checkmated over d7 or something. Knight to h4. Yeah, but it's hard to trust you if you don't come up with the line, with the entire sequence. If you want to be taken seriously, you have to give the entire sequence. I think you're not calculating g4. Yeah, no, g4 was on the menu. I look at it and I saw that we have queen d3. I think he has knight e4. Nah, it's still messy. If he plays knight e4, I'll be forced to play f3, which feels super slow. Now, it is winning a minor piece, though. Maybe it's not about giving a checkmate. I mean, we already sacked a knight, right? We sacked the knight on g5, though. I still think that is knight g5. Queen d3 right now. Can we make that work? If queen d3, you need to play f5 as well as bishop here, as well as knight here. There's a bunch of moves for black to consider. Now this puzzle is hard. It's really hard. It's just that there is so much to calculate. Sorry, knight h5. Knight h5 is not a move. You're talking about knight h4. Knight h4, rook, king takes h7, check here. And then queen g6. I guess queen g6 is your plan. I don't know. I don't think it's winning. Play. Yeah, we're trying to get it right. And that might take a while. Knight g5 is correct. I also think that knight g5 is correct. But I can't find the checkmate. Why not push g-pawn instead of the queen? h3. I didn't like g4 because it blocks the queen. But it does forces only two possible lines for black. So maybe we should have a look at them. The one line, it's e6. One line is e6. You know what? Like g4 maybe is not so bad. But we had to calculate again. That's the thing. If he goes to e6, what do we play exactly? Like, we can give a check. Takes, king takes, knight c3. He is getting mated. He has to be in a mating net, but I don't see it. I'm too bad. Horse g5. If king f5, then queen h5. No, chat, listen. If we play knight takes, black is gonna take the knight. That's the first move that they're gonna play. And then we go queen h5. And then king f5 is the thing. I think that if he goes f6, we win. f6 is winning for us. I think we already calculated that line. But if the king goes to f5, the game gets very messy. Because then you had to make a decision on how to check the king. So you keep the attack going. If you play g4, it blocks the queen as well. But I guess it's a check, right? g4 forces only 2 moves for black. You can either go to e6 or e4. If they go to e4, I have knight c3 and I'm bringing more pieces to the attack. That cannot be a bad thing. But what happens after that? If it takes the pawn at bishop the e3, check. You can take the pawn on c4 as well. And then the queen, I'll miss my queen that is blocked by the pawn on g4. Maybe we can give a check on g6, but then bishop f5 is a move for black. Bishop f5 is really bad for us. It's knight h4. TikTok keeps filtering my comments with the full line. Okay, it's knight h4. King takes h7. Check with the rook after f5. Yeah, but rook f7 doesn't work. Because the knight takes. Alright, so someone said that is knight h4. Let's have a look at that. I don't think it works because he's going to take the rook. Check on h5. How do you make progress after that? He's going to go to g7 or maybe he goes to g8. The knight is on h5. Come on. Yeah, have some patience, please. It doesn't matter if it takes the rook. Why not? Queen c2. Yeah, but queen c2 doesn't get the job done. Knight h4, then follow up with queen h5. I see it, chat, but I don't see the checkmate. Like, you sack the rook, right? With knight h4. Queen h5. We go to g7 or g8. The king goes to g7 or g8. And then queen g6. And then, like, the king can go to fa or h8. The knight is still hanging on h4. And the queen is blocking the knight. So we had to give another check, I guess. But then king f7 is a move. So how is it a checkmate? You're still here? Yeah, it's a tough puzzle. A difficult one. You can check with queen g6. Yeah, but there's not a checkmate there, right? Then block with what? Just do it, bro. No, I'm not gonna do it until we get it right. Where are you streaming? I don't see the chat. We're also on TikTok. Dr. HMO. Knight e5. You think it's knight e5? But then he takes.
Bro.
Thank you for the follow, bro. Knight e5 and h5 checkmate. You make it look so easy, but it isn't. You're just falling into miscalculations. If we play knight e5, he takes on h7. And then queen h5, king g7, queen g6, king fa. How do you make progress after king fa? Queen d3 runs into bishop f5. Knight takes pawn. What pawn? The pawn on g5. Pawn takes queen h5, king f5. If king f5, we have a check on f3. But then the king goes back again. How long you are? What? What's that question? Knight g5. Queen h5. Yeah, Chama, we're not getting anywhere. Like, you gotta give me the entire sequence. I wish Tekta wouldn't filter my line. Okay, but I know that your line is knight h4. What's the next move? Chester. After king takes. What do you want to do? You can send them one by one. I'll try to read it. Isn't your rook hanging? It is hanging, exactly. Are you a GM or I am? No, I'm nothing, bro. It's for sure knight g5, queen h4, queen h5, g4. Then if king f4 is not a move. The bishop is there. You have knight d2, queen h3, eventual mate. And if king f6, well, where the king go? Nah, man, like... Okay, we'll try to simplify a bit, okay, because it's getting messy. Some people are saying knight h4. Okay, we know that much. We know that it's about moving the knight, right? We have these three options. Personally, I prefer knight takes g5. I couldn't find the mate, though. But I would play knight takes g5 out of instinct. Some people are saying that knight h4 is the move. But that one I couldn't understand it either. After king takes rook, queen d3. Yeah, but queen d3 runs into bishop f5. I mean, not only runs into bishop f5, f5 is a move, knight f5 is a move. Like, black has so many options that knight h4 is simply not promising, right? Like, they can block like that, I guess. And takes, queen takes. You're not gonna win that. You're not gonna win that. It's just because you sack a knight and the rook. I mean, you're sacking the rook to give this check on d3. But if they block with f5, how do you continue?
Rex.
I believe after knight f5, you have queen h3, mate. But you see, chat, like, it's really hard to take you seriously when you talk about knight f5 and queen h3. Like, mute spammers. Nah. What if you sack... thank you for the follow, by the way. I couldn't read your username. What if you sack rook on h6 first, then pawn? Can't take on... Alright, chat. Finally. Can't skip TikTok. But what if g5, pawn takes, queen h5? Okay. King f5, rook g7, preparing queen g6. Rook g7, preparing queen g6. Oh, I like that. That's such a good idea. That is the first decent idea that I hear. And it came from YouTube, not TikTok. TikTok, 0, YouTube, 1. That's such a good idea. Rook g7, preparing queen g6. Really hard to stop. Really hard to stop. Oh, we're gonna go for it. I think we found it. That's exactly what I said. Shut up, Jerry. You're just jealous. You're just jealous. Yeah, Eldros cooking. Eldros was cooking on YouTube. Just leave it a checkmate, bro. I'm on it. But I just need to get it right. And I think we did. Rook g7 is very good. It's knight g5. Yeah, look at those people trying to steal the credit. John Butler, I do not see you. Queen d3. And look at those bombs saying queen d3. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to call you that. But it's a terrible move. Okay, let's go knight g5. Yeah, I think queen g7, rook g7 is such a good move. We're gonna play rook g7, chat. We don't have to do it. But
Okay,
but we found it. I think it's rook g7. Let's have a look at if bro was right. Rook g7 is like the line that convinced me that it was knight g5. is the move that I couldn't find because the other rest wasn't working. So yeah, in this game, what happens is that black play king here, and then we go here, pawn takes, and then queen h5, and in this line, they play king f5, and look at that GM. Oh my god, Eldros. It's actually rook g7. It's such a good move. Really hard to see. That's why no one said it. I said it. No, you didn't. Stop it. I got it correct. No, you didn't. No. Many people are trying to steal your credit, bro. No. I'm not gonna let them. No. This came from YouTube, not TikTok. So shut up. All that for that. Exactly. It's just that it's mating 5. It's mating 5. You can't stop it. Explain it. Yeah, well, where does the king go? After rook g7, we're threatening this. And if you look at it, it's checkmate, right? Queen g6. How can you stop this threat? The answer is that you can't. So the only move for black is either king e6, right? As well as king e4. But this is a crucial square for black to make everything work. So let's have a look at what happens if the king goes to e4. The king goes to e4, then you have to find another crazy move. Can you find it, chat? This is actually very difficult. But the people on YouTube, they are cheating, yeah, because they have this. Let me take it out. All right, maybe they saw it anyway. I'm far from GM low. I'm 1600, but you still did very well. Yeah, you did very good. So what is the move now? Insane fight. Yeah, it's just that it's a very difficult puzzle, right? So what is the next move here? There's only one move that wins. That forces the mate in 5. Queen e3, wrong. Queen f3, wrong. It's not queen f3. What if bishop f6? We have a bigger fish to fry. And black has to play this. Like, if they go bishop f6, we can have a look at that if you want. But like, if they play bishop f6, the idea is to go like here, right? We still have a mating net, but this time it's a bit different. It's just that the rook now is also preventing the king from going back to g6. So that's why it's such a good move. We can go to f3 here, and after king e6, we play check. No, sorry. We go queen e2. It's such a hard puzzle. Now here we could play this. And then after knight f5, we play queen e4. Yeah, no, this is crazy, chat. Really hard to see all of that. Yeah, but let me finish that line before we move on to the next one. So here, we have two mating nets. It could either be queen e2 as well as queen g4. Let's have a look at queen e2, okay? So queen e2. And the king is exposed to this checkmate on g4, right? So if he goes here, we have mate in 1 with the pawn, right? So the other mate...
Elander.
Knight sack. Thank you for the follow. Queen takes e4. And the only move is king d6. And then c5. Mate. So those are the two lines. And the other one is with bishop e5, but that's just queen takes, right? So yeah. But the question is...
Hillyladg.
How do we find the mating 5 in this position? Let me remove your clothes here in live, bro. Okay. Knight c3. No, it's not knight c3. It's not knight d2 either. It's not knight c3, it's not knight d2. Bro, horse. No, it isn't. Can you find it, chat? I mean, you can have a look at the evil bar right there. Come on, chat. You had your chance to cheat, but now you don't. Queen g3. No, it's not. It's not queen g3. It's not even a move, bro. The queen doesn't move like that. Come on now. Bishop e3. Yeah, but bro saw it in the... Yeah, it's bishop e3, which is super hard to play, right? I found that it's in your eyes. Okay, stop trolling. Pawn, it's bishop e3. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to play that move in a million years. It's very hard to see. Bishop e3 protects d4 and mate. Of course, now you saw it, right? You missed mate. That's crazy. A crazy claim. So, these positions with that exposed king just seems like a force mate. Any move you do. Yeah, but you gotta be accurate, right? So yeah, we play that, and then the threat is very simple, right? We just threaten this. Queen f3. So they try to stop it. How can you stop it? There are two moves to stop queen f3. What would you play as black to delay the inevitable? Bro, anyone said yes? He says no cheat. I don't know, kind of infuriating to watch the stream. Then go. Jesus Christ, like I'm forcing you to stay. Oh my god, Rohan. Get a grip. Queen g4. Oh, that blunders the queen. That would be terrible. Rook f8. Yeah, that's one way to stop it. Rook f8. Yes. What is the other one? There's another one. G4, exactly, right? G4 as well as Rook f8 are the moves that black can play to delay the inevitable. So yeah, they play G4. Let's just go with G4. And then what do we do now? King escapes D3 though. Yeah, so now we need to find another move. He's still mating 4, you see? Nice E3, there you go. Getting the final piece out, right? And then King D3. And finally, after King D3 is played, probably G4, yeah. Queen F5 blunders the queen. Twice. Rook. Yep. Rook D1. King C2. King C2. E5. That's crazy. Queen. Rook D2. Yes, exactly. Rook D2. And then King C1. King C1. It's in the bag. Queen G6. You don't really need it. And that would be mating 2, right? He's gonna play this to block. Rook E2. There you go. Yeah. And look at that. Like, the minor pieces. It had nothing to do with the rook and the queen in the end. So yeah, that's a crazy checkmate. I'm not gonna lie. Very interesting puzzle. It took a lot of time to understand it. Mainly because of rook g7, which is such a hard move to see, bro. Like in this position, it's so hard to find rook g7, bro. Okay. Let's move on. Now we have this puzzle, which is 57. Not easy. Not easy as well. Or maybe it is very easy. We are in check, though. That's the difficult part, that we are in check. Because I was about to say, hey, wait a second. Are you winning, son? We had 2 unstoppable checkmates, right? So it's all about playing defense. So how do you defend your king? You're so tough. Yeah, he is, right? He did very well. That discovered mate is disgusting. Yeah, it is actually crazy. It's really engine-like, because you don't get to play like that very often as a human. Alright, so we have some move suggestions already. So some people are saying King H7 is okay. And I sort of like King H7, but it does run into check. Bishop G6, maybe it's a move. I like it. Or King F8, right? Some other people are saying that King F8 is a move. Now, there's a problem with King F8. It loses on the spot, right? Because of knight takes E6. And that is GG. The pawn is pinned. And after the king moves away, Queen G7 and checkmate. So this move is a no-no. King F8 loses because knight takes, exactly, baby. So we need to find something else. So the good news about this puzzle is that we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares to calculate now. Well, actually, this one, no. So only 3 squares, chat. 1, 2, 3. King H7 seems promising. I like King H7. King G8. King G8. Or King H7. What about king h6? Did you have a look at king h6? So yeah, now we know that king h6 as well as this one, both of them loses, right? They lose on the spot. So in the case of king h6, they lose to queen h8. So now we have only to calculate king h7 or king g8. The problem with king h7 is rook g1. So if you go rook h king here, rook g1, you say it's problematic. Why though? Well, it is problematic, right? Because in the end, I had to take with the queen. I'm forced to take with the queen, and that cannot be right. Because if I take with the rook, black has rook h5, and that wins on the spot. So king h7 looks problematic, yeah. Because of rook g1. Exactly, rook g1 is such a good resource for white. And maybe there is something better than rook g1, but it is very disruptive. If they play this and you take with the rook, and the king is on h7, right? So they can play rook h5, check. Because the pawn is pinned because of the bishop. And then that leads to mate on h8. Right? Because the rook and the queen are working together. So king h7 pins you to bishop. Keep that in mind. Exactly, right? Yeah, we were actually discovering that not recently. Because rook g1, it is coordinates black pieces and it allows this. So based on that, probably king g8. King g8 seems to be the safest move. King g8 is best. Yeah, I think we're gonna go for king g8. Let's play king g8, okay? Uh-huh. So now rook g1 is not that big of a deal, I would say. Because he doesn't have this anymore. So now we can simply take here. And we're gonna be fine. He does take the knight though. But I take his knight. So yeah. And he takes my bishop. But there are no more checks after that. Wait a second. So if I take the knight, he takes here, I go here, and then maybe bishop g6, but it's too slow. It's simply too slow. We have a oh Jesus. We have a discovered attack on the king. So yeah, we can take this knight and then go g7. Oof. Nice. Sometimes it's not that easy to play defense, and that one was sort of easy. Okay. If it takes, you have discovered.
Chicken pot pie.
Thank you, Chicken, for the follow. Easy. Yeah, I guess in comparison to the previous
Leif
one.
Leif.
Late, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so we're gonna play f6, so we have a maiden net, right? A maiden threat. F6 runs into h5. How do we win that? How do we win that?
G-Jet.
G-Jet, thank you for the follow. Check. F6, E6. Ooh. That's clever. The idea would be to promote. There is no checkmate threat, right? So we go here. King G7. F6, check. So the king is forced to go to H6, which is a very bad square for the king. And then we play E6, which is very disruptive. Because if it takes, I can go F7, and the king is simply too far away to stop the pawn. The rook is useless, and he doesn't have rook F3. And if he plays something like that, like rook E3, I can simply go E7, and then I'll be able to promote. Although we need to be careful with this push. Go E7. And bro pushes. I go here. Promotes, takes, and then C2. And I'm just on time to stop the pawn. So yeah, very good find. Whoever said it, who said that? Baby. Yeah, Baby is not a bad player. Let's play it. I'm quite confident that is correct. So go here and then e6. Oh yeah, we forgot about the checks that the rook can give. But I don't think it's a big concern. We're just gonna go like this, I guess. Or maybe we zigzag. Let's see. Oh, we don't have to deal with it. Nice. Right, so my queen is hanging. We do have a check here, as well as another one here, another one here. There are a bunch of checks. Wrong move. That's crazy. Gian, you absolute hater. Pin of shame. Pin of shame for Gian. Okay. I'm gonna get a glass of water. In the meantime, that you figured it out, right? I guess there are a couple of checks to calculate here. I like F4 as well. F4. Okay. Oh, too many checks. Too many checks. I'll be right back. Long castle. That's crazy work. Long castle is simply not available. It's always to the left, not to the right. To the right is. It would be great if you could castle along this way. But yeah, it's not gonna work. Rook e1 check. Ah, look at that. Rook e1 is also a check, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 checks. And you think that rook e1 is the best, is the very best. Well, in principle, it makes sense to play rook e1, mainly because it brings the final piece to the attack. So yeah, if it were a blitz game, that's the move that I'll play. But now, some people in the chat have already a very convincing line. Let's have a look at it. Who said long cat? Maybe it was a joke, right? Okay, someone said queen f4, king e6. Yeah, well, one way to determine whether we play queen f4 or rook e1 is to see how many options does black have, right? And queen f4 is really restricting black's king. It forces the king to go to e6. It's the only available square, right? So that's a very good sign. Queen f4 seems to be a candidate move. On the other hand, rook e1 doesn't do the same thing, right? You can go to d6 as well as f6. But if they go to d6, I think they are doing okay. It feels okay for black. So queen f4 blocks this escaping route, right? Which is very good for black, it feels. If the king goes to d6, they're gonna be fine. So queen f4, and then bishop f6. Bishop f6, how's that a move? So we go here, here, and then what? Rook f1, you win a queen. Rook f1, you win a queen. Queen f4 looks like mate in 3. Yeah, I like queen f4. King e6, and then what do we do? It's queen f4, then king e6, followed by rook e1. Okay. Rook e1. Then he is forced to play king d7. Correct? King d7. And then bishop b5. Bishop e5. Oh, that's checkmate. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. So queen f4, king e6, rook e1, and then the king has to go to d7 on the square, and then bishop e5, and that's GG. That's all she wrote, right? Nice, we found it. White is cooked. Mate in 14. All right. Oh, sorry. I was about to play rook e1. Yeah, but we found it. Right. Great. Good shit. All right. So we have a promising check. King e7. Then I take here, right? I don't know. What about something like queen g4? Oh, man. Yeah, Eldros. Possibly 6 rook e1. Can only move d7, then bishop b5. Yeah. Maybe g6 and then queen f3. Okay, I like that. Bishop g6, king e7, and then queen f3. Very strong. Hitting f7. I probably could be knight takes e5, right? Defending f7. So queen f3 wouldn't be doing much. Queen takes, bro. d5. Yeah, I mean, that was my first idea. Simply playing that. Which is... It looks quite dangerous. But I guess that black will be able to defend. I don't even know how, but I'm looking at knight b6 as a move for black. Then this is defended. I can't take the knight because of the bishop and the king. So how to make progress there. Bishop g6, king e7, then queen takes d5 is the line. And then what do we do after? After king e7 and queen takes here. Because we gotta find something concrete, you know. We're already down a minor piece if you pay close attention. So what do we do after queen takes d5? What's the idea? How do we get the piece back? Or how do we keep the attack going? Bring rook in and go for a crazy attack. Alright, Gilly. I like your style. I like it. It's just completely winning. Yeah, but can you explain how? How is it that it is so winning? Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to play it. I mean, it's not like we have... It's not like we have too many options. We just have a couple. Minus 280. Oh, Elo final boss. We have another hater. You sound like a 12-year-old. Bishop g6. Okay. Yeah, let's just play bishop g6. And now we have queen takes d5. And then what? Just kidding, bro. That's okay. I think after queen d5, you go back to f3. Okay. Yeah. Oh, if they play that move, right? I like that idea. And if they go knight g5, I can simply take. And then I think I'm winning there. Yeah, let's just take here. And what is black's next move? It's a tough question for black. If they play knight b6, queen f3 is very strong. So I guess we're gonna go for it. Oh, they just take.
Edelsa X.
So they are giving the Edil, sorry, thank you for the follow. So they're giving the knight away, right? Like this. And maybe I imagine queen d6 is happening or something. Because they really want to stop the attack. So we take the knight. And we don't have to deal with the rest. Lovely. Alright, 61. Very good run so far. And it would have been better if I wouldn't had a mouse slip, right? On what number was that one? Because it's... Yeah, well, we had a mouse slip, unfortunately. I predicted it, by the way. I'm not attracted to it. Yeah. Well done. Good job. Maldini, thank you for the follow. Okay. What do we do here? It feels like there is a bishop hanging, but there is a checkmate threat on h6. So if I take this one, I'll be forced to sack my queen. Like that, or maybe like that. And that is not that pleasant. So this check is lethal. The queen is very well placed. So I gotta deal with that first. Right, hold up. Queen h7. Hold up. Wait a minute. Queen h7. With ideas of taking. And then we play this check and we get the bishop. It's a plan. Oh, I see it. Damn, Hilliard seems to be a very strong player, which is lovely because I don't have to burn that many brain cells. Queen h7, then queen takes d6. Wait, what? C takes d6. Oh, you say C takes. Oh, so you want to open up this bishop. Yeah, because this is actually threatening this also, right? Yeah, queen h7 is stopping the mate. It generates some tactics. So how could it be wrong? I'm 2100 feet. Why do you have to flex your rating, bro? No one gives a fuck. Okay, Brad. Congratulations. 2100 is very strong. Rook sacrifice. Puzzle warrior. Hi, Zach. How you doing, man? All right, so let's play queen h7. Queen h7, right? Yeah, so it takes. But now I was looking at this move, which is great, you know, because if it takes, we give a check, and then we go here, and then he blocks, but then we have. You can just take on d5. We're gonna be up a minor piece in the end. So I really want to take on e5 now. And if it takes mine, I'm still winning. Or not. No, that pawn is pinned. The pawn is pinned, chat. It has to be rook takes e5. This is simply up a bishop. Yeah. Because the rook, the other thing that it's doing is also generating a mating net and pinning the pawn. So it's such a good sack. And if he plays something to disrupt the tactic, like, no, he doesn't have a move to disrupt the tactic. So let's just take. Go here, takes. All right, great. Okay, so we do not have this for the moment. But I'm eager to play this move anyway. Because then we have like a discover attack. But then f3 can be play. And if I go e2, queen takes. What about knight h3? So this doesn't seem to be working, unfortunately, because knight takes e3. He can play f3, blocking. And if f3 is ever played, maybe rook fa. Still very interesting, but we're down a minor piece. Alright, bro, I'm off to sleep. Have a good night. Thank you, Aldros. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Sire.
So yeah, take it easy. Thank you. Sire, thank you for the follow. Okay, so the horse into h3. It's a move. But what does it do? Like king f1. It's hard to come up with something. King f1, check here maybe. No, we don't even have that move. So we play this check, and after king f1, it's really, really difficult to come up with an idea. But knight takes d2 on the other hand, it does generate some problems, like concrete problems. Because takes is force, I guess. Is it? I'm not entirely sure if it is force, but it looks such a... It is so appealing to play knight takes g2. Now, does it work? It can go here as well. Isn't queen g4? A move for white. Yeah, if they play queen g4, we don't have much. Knight h3, rook f8. Just asking. It's good. I like that plan. Knight h3, rook f8. If it takes the knight, we can take on e3. And we're hitting f2 with the rook now. Which is good. Because then this pawn will fall. Yeah, so... And defending this pawn is not easy. Maybe knight g4. If knight g4... Knight takes anyway. If knight g4, maybe h5. But then he takes, and then I take. It's very messy. Go to sleep, Lewis. No, actually, we're gonna start streaming very late. We've been here for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now, the good news is that I'm unemployed, so I don't have to worry about waking up early tomorrow. GG, thank you, Raz. F3, H3. Now, after that, Bishop D4. Bishop D4 is not a move. The bishop doesn't move like that. Crazy idea about Bishop C4. You mean Bishop C4 right now? Like misdirecting the knight. I see what you're trying to do, but how do you capitalize on it? Well, if the knight is sort of over low, right? You can go to G4 and defend C4. No, though. Knight H3, King F1, obviously. Then Rook F8. I think it's a strong idea. I can't see anything better.
RIFQI.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like sort of good. Knight E2. Horse can attach to. Yeah, we already. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Oh, I don't know how to read that. I'll try my best. Rifki. Thank you for the follow. All right, so we have horse can attach. What? Do Bishop C4. Yeah, but Bishop C4 does nothing right now. I mean, if it takes, obviously, we win. But that is hope chess. Bishop C4, Knight H3, and you win queen. Oh, just like that? Damn, bro, what crazy line did you find? Knight H3, Bishop C4, and you win queen. Come on now. Knight H3, Knight F2. Okay, but clearly, based on all the moves that we have come across, this one doesn't work, this one does nothing, it does nothing. Rook f8 too slow. We can confidently say, right, that Knight h3 should be fine. And then Rook f8, hitting this, and then Knight g4. And then maybe after Knight g4 we play this check. It's promising, I guess. Alright, let's go here because I don't want to spend too much time. I want to play some chess also. So if it is not correct, it doesn't matter. Let's go here.
Jeff.
Rook f8, queen e2. Alright, so queen e2 defending the knight. And also c4 is being defended. Now the question is, how do we make progress from here? Well, I can take on f2, right? If I take on f2, I win the queen. That's a win in my book. Okay. Oh, it's possible. Yes, it is. I honestly think you should take the queen using rook. Thank you, ONG. You were right. Yeah. It's all about taking. Yeah, we were not expecting, like, we were not expecting a queen e2. Alright. 63. Very good run. My personal best is 66. We're very close to it. But I think we're gonna fumble this. I'm gonna sell very soon. Or you will sell, chat. It always happens. Okay, so this one seems complicated. Is it a queen trap? Probably no. I'm looking at bishop takes g7, takes, and then knight f6. And then after king h6, are you winning, son? We don't have any other. Oh, yes, we do have a check. We have knight g8, king h5. Oh, we're so close. King h5, queen f3, queen f3, queen f3. I think goes back to g6, right? If the king goes to g6, what do we do?
Chinese imp.
Knight f6, bishop takes.
Thank you!
Okay, yeah, knight f6 is also a forcing move, right? Thank you, Camilo, for the heartbeat. Chinese, thank you for the follow. Yeah, knight f6 is also a forcing move because if he ever takes, well, this pawn is pinned first of all to the bishop, so he has to play bishop takes, and then pawn takes. If queen takes,
KB.
if queen takes, we have this check, and then king here. How do you win that though? KB, thank you for the follow. Wait, so I think you got knight f6, bishop takes, then e takes f6, queen takes f6, then bishop g5 seems okay. Oh yes, because we have a mate here, but he has queen c. Yeah, that's a problem, right? He has queen c3 in that line. He plays queen c3. We have a check on b8. He's gonna block with the queen. You see, that's just not winning, right? Yeah, check with queen. I like knight f6. If queen c3, you have queen d6. Do I? Queen d6, king e8? Okay, it's very hard to see, so let's play knight f6. So he takes, takes, takes. I'm thinking about playing it now. King e8. So you want me to go bishop g5 first to control this. And that's winning, yes, of course it is. Bishop g5. It goes here. We have this check. And we win. Yeah, it's threatening two different types of check. So he's gonna sack. Yeah, he's gonna sack. Okay. Great. That was good. Right, so we have rook takes, king f1, check, king e2. Not convinced. Queen takes g3, king f1, queen h3, king e2. Not convinced. How do we win this? Takes, king f1. Win rook. But I think he might have perpetual check or something. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's about winning the rook. Just takes here, and then we take this one. If he gives a check, we go here. We're fine. Maybe rook g2, but we have another check. Yeah, I think we just win the rook. Queen h3 first, not forcing though. Yeah, that's the problem with queen h3. It's not a forcing move. So it will blunder probably something. And queen h3, you can play maybe rook g2. Takes. I think we take it with no fear. But we're already down a rook, chat. We're already down a rook, so I don't know if it is a good idea to get it back. Queen takes g3, queen g1, then queen takes a1. You think that's winning? You think that's winning?
Jaser.
I guess it is. Mate in 2. Oh, that's crazy chess. Well, it's not like there's much going on, so look at that. So this is defended. He's threatening the pawn. So the idea would be to play like a check and maybe here. Something like that. I like queen g1. But then we had to calculate because he's going to give a check. Go here. Takes. Rook h6. If rook h6, maybe queen here. Queen here. We are surviving. Takes, king takes, check. Check. And I win that endgame because I have this pass pawn and king out position, I guess. Here, 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 here. Yeah, I win that endgame because I'll take it this pawn. All right, queen g1, I think. What do you think? Rook g5? Oh, we just defend the pawn? Are you sure about rook g5? Well, it does defend the check on f5. But I want to bring my queen back. Well, he doesn't. The problem with queen g1 is that it's not really forcing the trade of queens, right? So white can still have some drawing chances. Or maybe, I don't know, even winning. It's checkmate? Checkmate how? No, I survived. With queen g1, I think I survived. You go here. And then check. Unless I'm missing something crazy. It takes. I play rook a6. And then queen f5. I go queen g6. And if it takes the rook, I take with the pawn. Or the king. No, the king is better. I take with the king. But he has to check on f4. Ah, okay. Maybe that's the problem. Check on f4, king h7. And then check on h4. Queen h6. Queen h6 though. Ah, but queen h6 is okay. There are no more checks. Maybe something like that. It's gotta make progress, but this king is also exposed. I like queen g1. If queen g1, you miss queen a8. Queen a8? What does it do? Queen a8, king h7. Tinks. And if I take with a pawn, he takes this one with check. Ah. Okay. And if I take with the rook, takes. King takes, he takes on c6. Okay. Yeah, if he takes on c6, I'm losing. Or maybe not. I can still take on b2, but it's probably a draw or something. Okay. Rook g5 stops opponent's attack. Okay. Very good. I mean, we calculated everything, I would say. We calculated everything. Alright, so rook c2. King h3. We have this. Rook f5. With rook f5, I have queen f2. Am I getting mated? Oh, yes, I am, maybe. Queen e8. Not so simple. What about taking this one? Well, you can play queen takes. So you're not really opening the king. And what for? Like the other rooks are disconnected. What if I take with the queen as well? That's a move. Big after the queen is disconnected from the bishop. What? What about rook c2? Yeah, you gotta be careful though, because you're getting mated here with queen d8. Rook c2. I mean, it is sort of great, right? Because plays this check, and then he'll be forced to play something like that. Rook f5. The rook will be pinned. If the rook is pinned, but the king is on h3, I take it. Pawn takes. Are you winning, son? Hola Luis, un saludo de Concepción. Gracias, Tito, un placer. Saludos para usted también. After e5, you take the bishop. Alright, let's play rook c2 because it looks very forcing, right? If you play it, white has to go to h3. If they go here, we win because of queen takes e4. So since it is a forcing move, and I don't see any other, rook c2 should be fine. Alright, so king h3. And now if we give this check, rook f5. Rook f5. And then what? Next, e5. Yes, and then rook f5. How do you win that? Because even though the rook's still pinned, the king can never go to the f file because the rook's still there, even though it's pinned. He was scared of a mate that wasn't.
Coach will.
I was scared of a mate that wasn't even there. No, I mean this is checkmate. Yeah. Coach, thank you for the follow. Rook takes g5, lovely move. Really? Right now? It disrupts the checkmate pattern on d8. But I don't know, what if it takes with the pawn? I mean, it's not forcing. No, if I then rook takes g5. Ah, okay. Okay, so now you think that we should play it because pawn takes. And then maybe queen f2. So you want to take it now. So then we can play this. Yes, because if I take right now, I get mated. I get mated over here. But if I take the bishop, pawn takes and then takes. Well, we have to do something about the checkmate on d8. And this move stops the checkmate on d8. So now I rook here. Let me take. Alright, good. 66. Damn. Take rook with bishop. No. No. Hey, bro was winning. Damn, bro, blunder. She only had to go here. No, actually, rook takes wins. He blundered checkmate in 1. Oh no. This happens to me all the time. He blundered checkmate in 1, right? You could have just taken on g3. Okay. So now he had to survive. How do we survive this? Oh boy. It doesn't look very easy. How do we survive this? Oh my god. Maybe knight h2. Knight h2. Ah, but then queen takes. Queen takes g3. And then king h1 and queen g2 mate. So no, it doesn't work. This one doesn't work either. It's just gonna take. And then knight here, and then mate. So moving the knight. What about if we block here? If we block like that, still not good enough. Knight g5. No, knight g5 loses as well, chat. It's just gonna take here. I mean, if you play knight g5, he takes with the rook. Remember, this is pin. The pawn on g3 is pin because of the bishop. So if you go knight g5, bro, it's gonna win with rook takes g3 mate. Checkmate. King run. Where would you want to go? Like, you can't go anywhere. That king is in pain. Knight e5. No, I mean, this is like the only move that seems to be stopping the mate in net. The problem is that I don't know what to do after. There's knight here. But this puzzle is about surviving. It's not about finding a mate in net or a checkmate attack. Because there isn't one. So you have to survive. You can play this and then get ready to see this. This move is going to happen, right? Pawn takes. If pawn takes, he's threatening mate on h2. We had to take. And then queen takes. Get here. Check here. We are escaping. Queen takes h4. Material up. Ah, queen takes h4. Oh, sorry. Queen takes h4. Rook takes. Knight takes. Queen g3. Knight here. Queen f1. King h1. Sorry, queen f2. King h1. There's queen f2. King h1. We are up material. Are you winning some though? Like we played this, rook takes, knight takes, queen g3, knight g2, and then queen takes f2. Or maybe after knight g2, you can take on b3. If he takes on b3, it's not equal material anymore. Probably black is gonna win.
Didafex.
Didafex, thank you for the follow. 96. 96. Over there. 94 might be losing as well. a5. No, a5 loses to rook takes g3. It's too slow. Black is threatening mate in 1. He's threatening mate in 1. It says rook takes g3 mate. 94. H takes g3. Knight b5 check. Oh, that is so clever. Damn, bro. What a move, bro. How did you find that? That is so hard to see. Can I play it anyways? Bro went back because he's getting cooked. If I play it anyways, he's gonna drop back. So knight b5. Takes. King here. Yeah, rook g8 is annoying. I'm not sure. Oh, you want to play a5 now? A5 attacking the bishop. I don't really understand it that much, but it is a move, obviously, right? Damn, bro. What's your rating? How is it that you're so good at the game? Bruh's just carrying the puzzle. And we got 67, man. That's crazy. That's a new personal best. On that note, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, because we've been doing puzzles for almost 2 hours. Brosa cheated, I swear. He might be cheating also. You never know. But he did very well. Yeah, those moves are not easy to see. 6, 7. All right, chat. We're gonna leave it there. We have a new personal best. We're gonna Dio, thank you for the follow. We're gonna go back to it maybe tomorrow. But now I just want to play. I've been doing puzzles for too long. So now I'm just gonna play some chess. Okay? So the question is, should we play?
Tan.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Tan. We need a repeat of the last one. Now the last one is a crazy puzzle. You want to have a look at it again? Yeah,
RONZZ tilde.
Rons, thank you for the follow as well as... I don't know how to read that. So, yeah, let's have a look at that, what the engine has to say. Because it feels like A5 is like the only move that you can play in this position, right? Alright, so they went here, and now it's +2 for white. We play knight d4, they go rook ga, and here the only winning move is a5. Anything else is losing, or at least a draw for black. If you go rook c3, they have h takes g3, which seems to be very good for them. So let's have a look at that line. You go c3, h takes, rook f3 is what you have to find, so you can give this check. So you don't even take this one, because that would be losing also. And then bishop c5 for black. No, this chess is insane. Like, finding this type of movement is ridiculous. Alright, so I don't think we had to waste time watching that. It's just not gonna happen. Never. Like, not even Magnus Carlsen would do that. Or maybe they would, but like, you can see that it makes no sense from a human perspective. Alright, so here a5, only move. And then bishop c5. And here rook takes c5. Pawn takes. And then we need to find d6. Attacking the rook. c4. Bishop takes. So the rook has to move. And he goes here. And then f takes g3. And yeah, I mean, she doesn't have enough pieces to do. Yeah, actually, h takes g3 is a little bit better. Like, he's gonna get mated, right, or something. Oh, queen f3. Defending the mating threat. Queen h2. And then we just go king f1. And we are chilling. g2 just takes. So yeah, that's the repetition. I didn't see that. No one did. Only one guy. Alright, chat. So what do you prefer? We have two options. We can play either blitz or rapid. What do you want to see me play? That's my rapid rating, and blitz is like 50 points less than that. No problem. I didn't even see rook g8 originally, but at a5 just seemed obvious out when the puzzle play it. Yeah. Rapid then. Alright, let's play rapid then. And we will go back to blitz, I guess, also. We'll see how it goes with rapid. Alright, he's playing the Tromposky. Is this the Tromposky or something? It's a very complicated opening. I know, the Tromposky goes with the knight immediately out. I'm gonna play knight here. He wants to go for this, I guess. Let's try to break in the center. Here on this. Trying to make it difficult for him to play e4. He really wants to do that. We're gonna do it first so he doesn't have it so easily. And then I was looking at g4, g5, sorry. Let's play g5, which is super aggressive. And then we should take this one. I like this. Maybe f6 now. He has a check that I miss. This check is annoying. This one too. Oh, I just got mated. I just got mated. Oh no. So the knight takes. f6 is simply losing. Oh. That sucks. It was a really bad move. I just realized after bishop here, I'm sort of lost. King f8 is also terrible. I think that g5 is playable though, but you can't play f6. That's the thing. f6 is not playable. Let's have a look at if g5 is okay. Let me see. Yeah, I guess I was trying to change his plans, right? Because he wants to play e4, and e4 is annoying. I don't want him to play e4 so easily. But I just blundered mate him 1, like an idiot. So bro play with 97% accuracy. Yeah, I mean, it was only 13 moves. c5 is okay, b6 as well. Knight here is okay. So it's the best move to play g5. We're doing great. We're almost equalized. And then here, look at that. Wow, so instead of taking, which seems so natural, you have to short castle. Huh? Who would have thought? Short castle is correct. That's new to me. That's why I blunder so much also. It's the first time I see it. Knight takes. Yeah, I just blundered mate in 2. But in this position, if you castle, you're fine. Which is interesting. Okay, next time we will do that. We will do that next time. Alright. What is your subscription? What do you mean? Oh, he's playing the London. Nice. Now I think we have more chances. I feel sort of well prepared for the London. Well, this is rapid, so you never know. But I really like this line with c5 and queen b6. Taking is not available. But disrupting the pawns, it's something that I like. Now this move has a problem, so knight here. If he goes knight here, we go knight here. Defending and attacking. Okay, so d5 now. If I play d5, knight here is a problem. If I go here right now, it's also a problem, right? Yes, knight c4 maybe. Or knight b5. I guess we had to play this move. a6. Knight c4. Queen b8 or queen d8. Wait a second. Here. Oh, yeah, this is fine. So queen b8. This is happening, right? Alright, so we're gonna play this. If he goes a3, I mean, we're hitting the pawn twice if he goes d5. So that has to be a problem. And then I'll go d5 myself, I guess. If he goes here immediately. Yeah, d5 and then bishop g4. You can't give me moves, chat. This is a rated game. Okay, so don't do it. He blundered a pawn, it feels. Because if I take, it's a bit greedy. But I have to do it, I think, to sort of equalize the game. Now, I like d5 first, and then taken. So what to do, d5, and then taken is not available, maybe. Because then he has a check, and I discover attack on my queen. So if I want to take, I have to do it now. Let's take it now. And then we're going to take on f3, I guess. Or maybe we play d5. If he goes bishop e3, it's not a problem. We're just going to take with check, and then we go queen b8. He has knight b6, though. Knight b6 is a miss. He's sort of trapping my rook. Well, we have to go for it. I don't really see a way out of it. If I go here? Wait, what? No, I think that knight b6 was 10 times better. So now we have this. And then bishop here. Or maybe this is better. Oh, that's crazy. He's sacking material like that. I don't think it's good. Bishop takes is a move, maybe. He does have bishop takes. Wow. Bishop takes is quite dangerous. He didn't see it, though. But that was a crazy move. This is far from over. We have to play bishop e6 now. I think it's the only move. If it takes on g7, we have to go here and claim that we can survive that. Alright, so let's go here. And rook g6 is not available. Knight here, queen h5. Queen h7 actually is better. So maybe taking on h7 is not good for him. We have this. I think he takes on h7. I don't like that. I could play this, but then the knight is hanging. I'm up a piece, but it feels very hard to play. So what about this? He takes on h7. No, I don't think it's a good move. I'm gonna play this. Oh. We have this move.
Ibrahimovic.
Attacking the queen. He takes on h7. I take. I like this because now the bishop is sort of hanging. Queen h5. Let's play it. Queen h5 has a problem though. Oh, but it's not a big deal. We just take this one now. We check. And now rook takes is a threat. Because then if I take, my queen is hanging. And the rook is also hanging. But if I go rook g6, I don't fix my problems. So knight f6 then. He still has this. I missed that. But then we go here. And I lose my... Fuck. If I take, queen takes, that imbalance is losing for me. I blunder. And if I go here, he takes the knight. But taking the knight is not that great, right? So I take it back. So we're still with two threats. If this move, we take the queen and we win. So he still feels, it feels like he's still losing. It was very scary though when he takes on e6. But this is hanging as well as the queen. Alright, we won. It's over. I don't think you can do much after that. Yeah, nice. Why didn't he take the rook before? Man, I don't know. Yeah, he's gonna resign. I mean, it's hopeless now. Let's have a look. That was crazy. That was a crazy game. He's not losing yet. No, I think he was. It was very hard to come up with a move there. But rook e6, probably a blunder. Let's see. Because after king f8, what do? The queen is hanging as well as the rook. And I guess you had to play rook takes f6. But it's still down material. For how long you been playing chess? For a week. Been playing for a week. I'm a prodigy. I've been playing for a while. Obviously, you can tell that I've been playing for a while. You don't get the 2100th in a month. Okay, let's have a look. So it was a crazy game, very complicated to navigate, but we managed to stay on top. Yeah, obviously not for a week, chat. DJ, thank you for the follow.
DJ joins.
Thank you for the follow. So we blunder a lot. We blunder a lot. But yeah, this is what I like about playing Queen B6, chat. The London is very solid. It's a very solid structure. But you play Queen B6 and the game goes crazy. You see, that didn't feel like a London. Or maybe not like a traditional London. So this is a blunder. It felt incorrect, but at the same time, I didn't know what to do. Yeah, this is the critical move. I knew that it was good. Taking out another blunder. So you go b5 first. Okay. Takes. And then here, this move is very disruptive, if you ask me personally. And he didn't see it. So since he didn't see that, I gained some confidence, I would say. He should play it now, but now it's too late. I'm gonna go here. Oh, Queen c7 is better. Okay, whatever. Okay. Oh, King d8. Yes, because I think he does have this move, which is a crazy move. But I think that works very well for white. If he plays that, I think I'm losing. I found it. Like, I saw this line. And I think, oh no. Because the other problem that I have is that the rook is also hanging. And this is also a threat. And you can't stop everything. Why is it good? Because if I take, I run into a discover attack. And I lose the queen. So if bro finds this idea, I lose. So that when he goes queen g3, it was sort of a relief. It was like, okay, we didn't lose the game right here. So bishop e6, on pinning and defending d6. You have to let him take. And then rook g8 and queen c7. Very good moves right now. And knight here is a double attack. And after queen takes, we take with the bishop, which is also check. And now we're winning. As you can see, it's -4. From 1500 to 2100, how long does it take? I would say that it depends on how serious you're gonna take chess. But I would say like it's probably 6 months. If you take it very seriously, maybe less. But it's very easy to find a wall. What website is it when you review a game? This is chess.com on a different account. In this account I have premium. So that's why I go here. So king b1. And yeah, after knight here, long castle was better. Didn't even cross my mind. I guess that he doesn't blunder the bishop. So yeah, rook takes. And then he has to take. He has to take. It's the only move. He didn't. And that's all she wrote, right? Down a queen. Down a queen, and then we just take the rook. I mean, maybe he takes mine, but I'm gonna have too much material. Simply too much material. Okay. Fun game. That wasn't boring. Once you become title, you get lifetime diamonds, so you won't need a new account. Oh, that's crazy. But I don't think I'll ever get a title. Chess is super hard, chat. You have no idea how much work does it take to get a title. Like, even the easiest one, like the CM title, that's crazy work. Alright, let's move on. Let's play another one. Another rapid, I guess. I've been playing with black only. Another black game. Oh, come on. working a restaurant, and our chef was unknowingly 1800. Ego took a hit for someone who played. Come. And then I fit to limit health. What? Right, so knight f6. Playing an open Sicilian. It's gonna be fireworks as well. Bishop c4. Short castle. Ah, look at that. Resourceful. F3. Knight here. I want to play. No, I don't really know what I want to play. I'm gonna go here for the moment. Queen there. He wants to go here. We're not gonna let him to do that so easily. Oh, he can't play it just yet, but he can take and then maybe go here, which I don't like. I'm gonna let him do it in case like he wants to. Ah, look at that. Okay, it's a different setup, but at the same time, it's the same thing. With the bishop on b3. We haven't wasted any time, so we're still fine. Knight here is coming. Knight here, rook takes. And now he has to be careful. We might have some tactics if he goes here. So I guess h4 is the best move, but then I'll play h5. h5. If it takes, knight takes, and my knight on h5, I know that is good. It's not that bad. If he goes bishop h6, it's a blunder. We take on e5, on e4. If he goes bishop g5, still a blunder. We take on e4. So wherever the bishop goes is a blunder. Maybe bishop f2, but no one will play that move. That's simply not a move. And if he goes here, I'll be happy as well, because he closes the center. And then I can play knight h7 and try to reroute with rook e8 and then knight f8, knight e6. So it depends on what he does. Most people will take. I prefer to take. I usually play this setup myself. I prefer to take, then knight takes. And then maybe f4, but you have to repair it. We'll see what he does. Am I talking too much? Please explain. Why e4? And what are you talking about? Oh, if I play knight takes e4? Because the rook and the bishop are hitting the knight. That's why e4 is a discovered attack that wins if he moves the bishop away. So knight takes h5. And then I guess we go b5. I know that queen a5 is also a move, because the king is on z1. Keep talking, man. I learned so much. Oh, okay, I'll try to do it. It's hard, though. It's hard, because sometimes you get into the game and it's like, oh, you don't have the brain power to play decent chess and talk at the same time. But yeah, this is the Dragon Sicilian. I play it all the time. I'm very familiar with it, but this guy is very strong. You can tell that he's doing a great job also. Alright, so, b3 is a bit strange. You don't get to see b3 unless you're very prepared for it. Maybe it is a good move. I'm looking at rook c5, which looks scary because he has this move, but then I take on c3, so the knight is sort of pinned, because this generates weaknesses in white's position. So rook c5, it looks playable, so I will play it. Now, he's playing this move because he wants to move the bishop, maybe. We'll see what he wants to do. Moving the bishop here is still a blunder again, because I take and then this knight is hanging. So, let's see. And now maybe a move such as, maybe moves such as queen here are interesting. Yeah, I'm not a fan of b3. You had to justify it a bit more, I guess.
DMMM.
So yeah, knight here doesn't work because we take
Crackalakin.
king b1. Okay, but now the knight, it feels wrong. It really does. No, but I have to go here, right? If he plays this, I could take, pawn takes. But it's not really doing much for me. Now, queen here, knight e5. I don't want to deal with knight d5. So queen a5 is a bit more promising. It feels more promising. But then knight here, and then this is weak. But I want to play this. Rook e8, because there is no light square. There is no light square bishop. Queen a5. He goes here, we go rook e8. Ah, but then he has this move, which I miss. Ah, queen b6. I don't. It's a blunder.
FRJIKs.
I just blunder a pawn, so I had to go back. Queen a5 was a mistake. I just realized that he has this move, and then if I take, he can take, and if I do nothing, like probably playing something like this, he has this move, and that move is annoying. I can pin it, but the knight is here, so it's not gonna be an easy pin. I could take this one maybe. Pawn takes, and then queen takes, and claim that this is good for me. I sort of like it because the knight doesn't have a good square. You can go back, but then I take. I have e5 maybe. Alright, so sacking the rook in the Dragon Sicilian is very common. Very common. Usually you damage the pawn structure for it. So I'm gonna go for this line. Because this diagonal is quite dangerous. And then maybe a5, a4. Rook c8 now. The other good thing about this position is that we're not wasting time. Are you in EU for school? No, I'm not. No. I finished my school already. I'm an English teacher. I finished my degree and all. And he sacrifices the rook. Yeah, I guess it's okay to play it. We'll see. We'll see with the engine after the game is over. f5. He's opened up the king a lot by doing that. But I guess it's also a move. Now we're gonna go here and gonna play f4, I guess. If he goes f4, I'll play a check. This check is good, I think. Because then we're gonna infiltrate like that. I mean, we'll have to see. Alright, so maybe bishop f2 or something. Bishop f2 or maybe here. Both moves are playable for him. Now the queen feels a bit awkward in this position. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe queen f6. But then bishop g5. If bishop g5, I can take the knight, and then queen takes, and then bishop takes. And then rook takes. And then I have a check. I don't think it's good enough, though. We go here. Okay, I'll play this move. Which looks very scary, because of knight e6. But I have this check. So if he goes knight e6, I win. If he goes knight here, I'm looking at this maybe? No. We have a check on f5. So the knight doesn't have a good discover attack. That's how I feel that this is going. You need to have some balls to play queen at c5 running into this. But I don't think that the knight has a good square. I hope I'm right. That's so passive. Yeah, it's just that the queen on e5, it's a bit exposed. You're a teacher? How old am I? I'm 28. Yeah, I'm an English teacher. I was living in Europe not long ago, but now I went back to Chile. So bishop a6. That makes sense. It does. Alright, so if I take, it's a very good move, I would say. It is very good. I wish I would have seen it earlier. Because I don't want to lose this bishop. I think this bishop is the only reason why the rook sack is justified. So he found bishop h6 and now I feel like my position is worse. I do have this check, but I don't think it changes things much. I guess I'll play it anyways. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to win.
Jude Hall.
Right, so if it takes, we have a check, which is very annoying. Is it though? Maybe it's not that annoying. I mean, taking on e7, that's... Right, so of course he takes. We had this check. King there. I'm just trying to desperately open the king. I did miss that. But I have this check. If it takes, I go here. If he goes here, I'll take this one. Okay. Let's just take... And then... Rook here. If he blocks... That's a good move. It's attacking f6 and the rook as well. f7, sorry. If I ever want to do something, I have to let him take. On f7. But if I let him take on f7, I might lose. So rook f8. But rook f8 is very passive. We're gonna go for the gamble, I guess, with rook c5. But it feels losing. Because after rook c5, he's gonna take over here, right? And then check. And then I go here. I'm lost. It feels very bad. Because if I move the rook, he has this. And then this rook is coming. And then f7 is falling. If it takes, I can play maybe this. He uses a check, I go here. And then he has another check. And he tries queens. No, this is really bad. It might be resignable. If I play rook f8, I'm definitely not gonna win that also. So what do we do here? And we just cooked. And if I play this, check. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose. Okay, so we have knight f6, but it's not really pleasant. So knight f6. And then rook f1, right? Alright, I'll try, but this is not great. Let's go here. He has a check. Yeah. I don't see how we can win this. We have no time also, that's also a problem. Yeah, I resign. Okay. What a tough game. I don't think I made that many mistakes. I think that he did a very good job. Maybe queen rook takes d5 was bad, or allowing bishop a6 was also bad. But I don't think it was a bad game. I think he played better. He just did a better job. Maybe it's just a couple of mistakes and we were losing. He's going to check it. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he did. It's actually like I thought. Like he played with 92% accuracy. Well, 91.8. So let's have a look. I think it's going to be very instructive for me to see how we could have done a better job. 92% accuracy. It's very high. So 7, d5. I go takes h4, h5. We're fine here. But I played down a pawn. They want me to do this. And then he takes on e7, I guess. Is he gonna take on e7? Of course he hits. Oh, that's a mistake? Why? Why is this a mistake? Takes. Rook e8. Ah, because the knight... It's pinned. Oh my god. Wow. Only one I saw was queen f6, free rook. Wait, what? Oh man, that would have been very good for me. Hey, that's such a good trap. Next time I'll try to remember that. But the bishop is gonna be hanging in that line. And you can sack the rook. Super resourceful. Oh, look at that. So here this is fine. We had to play this though. Defending and protecting the bishop. So if he plays this, I take over here. And then takes. Takes. And takes. And this the engine is claiming that it's playable. Better for black. Even though you're down an exchange. Okay. So the rook sack is okay, but there are better moves such as taking and making sense of this. Yeah, queen c5 not necessary. And then we take over here. Queen takes. Queen takes. Rook takes. And then rook here. And the engine is saying that this is playable. We play this. Play this. Bishop check. King b2. Then we take. Wow. And it's equal, I mean. Still playable. So yeah, we clearly went wrong. Right here with bishop f5 is a bad move. Takes, knight, queen takes. And then takes. Oh, we have this. What does it do? Oh, we're trying this check. Yeah, queen f6 wouldn't been. You play queen f6, you're still in the game. You have to play this. But then you take on a2, right? Oh no, b5. Okay. And yeah, here it felt losing. It's just that queen d7 is also very good, I'll say. Yeah. Yeah, I'm never winning this. Maybe knight here to play this fork. Yeah, it's just that he promotes and he takes. So. All right, tough game. But I learned some things about rook c5. He plays knight. I was afraid of that move, and that move is bad. He takes on e7. It's good to know those things. All right, finally white. We're playing 3 games with black.
Thank you.
Noah, thank you for the. Sorry, Riego, thank you for the heart meme. All right, finally we're playing white. We try to do the same here. Open Sicilian. But he goes with this variation. What's the name of this? I always forget. Let's go here. Bishop e3 is a move. And if it takes, we have this, and we win the exchange. I sort of like to pin, though. I'm gonna pin, but we're gonna review if this is a better move. I'm gonna take right now. And now c3. have a decent knight. This is a target. If he plays f5, we're gonna go here. Bishop d3. Okay, so f5 was playing, we go here. And then queen here. Just to put pressure on the pawn. Knight c2 is also a move. So we should be 6, I imagine. Well, that's surprising, to say the least. But I don't think it's that good. I can just go here now. Maybe he's gonna play this, but that would be a blunder. I guess rook here is a bit better. Now this is actually controlling e3, which is annoying because I wanted to play this. Knight over here and then here. So the knight is always there. A bit annoying. Maybe long castle is not a bad idea. Saludos, Riego. Muchas gracias. Saludos, Riego, de Paraguay. Nice. Yeah, in case that you... Oh, look at that. Rook b8, so he wants to play this, right? Or maybe he wants to go here as well. Both moves are playable. Long castle seems too much. I'm gonna short castle. And see what he wants to do. Like, if he pushes, maybe simply knight c4 is okay. And if it takes, it's also fine, I guess. I'm gonna go here. I wonder if he's gonna go... Oh. Interesting. Now, this move and this move comes to mind. The king is in the center, which I don't think is very good for him. So we're gonna play bishop c2, defending the pawn. No, actually, bishop b1 may be better. Let me see though. What about c4? C4, huh? If he plays b4, we go here. If b3, we take, rook takes. Sort of annoying. Okay, so he's trying to generate a target over here. Oh, rook g8. Is this an idea? Not for the moment. Should I play b3? It feels slow. Maybe knight f3? Go here and here. Maybe rook g5. That's what he wants to play. Rook g5. Well, queen h3, we should be fine. What about rook e1? That's so many moves. Let's play rook e1 because it's line up with the king. Queen d7. b3 feels slow. Knight e4 simply not playable just yet. Okay, let's play b3, so b3 is not a move for black. Let's play queen here. Still not the best position for him. I really want to play this move. So if the knight moves away, I'll be happy to see it. He could play that, which I miss. Oh, look at f5. Oh. f5 is a move that I didn't consider. So his idea is to play this now. We just bulldoze in the position. Now he blocked the queen though. And this is maybe a possibility someday. Now knight g6. It's also a move. I guess I have to play f3. If he puts too much pressure on me with knight g6, we can simply play queen f2 and reroute. Now he has queen h7, but I don't think it's that great. I'm expecting this. Maybe this as well, but then I play queen f2. If he trades queens, he's not gonna have a very easy game. Or maybe he will, I don't know. Alright, so... yeah, the knight goes there. And this rook feels a bit trapped. I can't exploit it just yet, though. Now I finally have this move to get my knight in the game. If I get a knight over here, oof, it's gonna be very good. That would be very, very good. So maybe bishop e7, so he is on pin. He has to see it, though. If he doesn't play bishop e7, we will have some activity. He doesn't see it, great. He sort of blundered, I would say, because this is a target. But most importantly, this is the move that might win the game. Wait a second, I could have gone here and trapped the rook. Oh, should have seen that. Yeah, 96 is unstoppable, it feels. Is that London? No, it was at Sicilian. It was a Sicilian defense. But he played e5. So he got messy. He got messy there. That's so stressful. What? The previous game? It was. Bishop f5? Not yet, because the rook is still defending f5, and you will be trading two minor pieces for the rook. The rook is trapped. Okay, but do I want to take? That's the question. Maybe I do, but I think that h4 is very disruptive. I blundered that. I really did. But I wanted to take here also. So how can this be bad if I have a discovered check and I win the queen? I still think that I'm cooking. There are so many tactics here. Alright, so he blundered the queen. But he can take on g2 also. Is it worth it to take the queen like that? We can play this check. I'm looking at it, I'm trying to make it work. Check, takes. And he's threatened this, but it's just too slow. I'm just gonna take, I guess. He might resign here. You never know. And then we should be winning. Alright, that was a mistake. He should have taken with the bishop or something like that, because now this is hanging. And maybe rook here, rook b8. But then I can play bishop h3. I'll be chilling. Well, actually, if he goes rook g8, I'm gonna take the knight. Oh, he takes. I'll take. I don't care. I should go bishop d6 first. That would have been better. He can't play it now, that's a problem. He has to do it now. So king f2 and we should be winning this. We're also threatening this. He has to be careful with that. Yeah, bishop d6 was a better move though. But yeah, I don't see myself losing this one. Still an interesting idea, I guess. Let's just take. I don't think this pawn is going anywhere there. Especially with a bishop here. Now we need to find a way to infiltrate with the rook. He's still trying to play. So I think this move is very strong. I'm gonna play it. Yeah, he's never making progress here, so it's dead lost. If we manage to get a pass pawn over here, it's over. And there you go. That's practically GG. Alright, good. Good game. Yeah, I would say that was a good game. We had a brilliant move also. Nice. Let's have a look. What was it? Let's have a look at what was the brilliant move. I think that we stay in control. And we try to punish the king being in the center, right? Maybe we could have trapped the rook, though, in a better way. But overall, I think it was a good performance. Where are you from, bro? I'm from Chile. I'm from South America. Yeah, we play... I thought it was better than that, but 85, 84% accuracy versus 74. I guess that's okay. Let's have a look, though. So, knight here. So,
Christ.
I have a question here. Like, I was wondering whether this is a move or bishop e3, and I sort of like bishop e3. My question is, which one is best according to the engine? Bishop e3? This one is better for black. If you play bishop g5, that's the best move. Right? No, what is the best move over here? This is a book move as well as a book move. But the best one is c4. Hard to come across with that idea. No, bishop g5 is best. Ah, the engine is just recalculating. No, bishop g5. Bishop g5 is better. Okay. Chris, thank you for the follow. Yo, igual, hermano, el mejor país de Chile. Oye, que sí, ahora estoy ahora despierto. Estoy de vacaciones. Más vale que sí. Alright. So yeah, bishop g5, h6, and we just take and we damage the pawn structure. So now the king doesn't have a good where to go, right? A good place to go. He's gonna stay in the center. And a king in... Think about the follow. A king in the center is always problematic, especially when the queens are in the game. Look at that, that's wrong. So bishop...
LS.
Bro, I'm getting surprised by all these mistakes. So the engine prefers it takes f5. Thank you for the follow, by the way. For the follows. Bishop takes, and then queen f3. That's what the engines want me to play. But then bishop e6. We have a check on f6, I guess. That is problematic. It's a problematic check. King e7, we can take this one. Should we? No, knight c2 better. Ideas of playing this and this. Okay. And this is completely winning for white. Damn, bro. Okay. So I play bishop d3, which is not that great, but still playable. And then queen. A better move would have been knight c2. Yeah, you need the knight in the game. Still playable, still winning. c4, knight there, rook g8, bad move. b3, bad move, not necessary. We play like shit. Alright, c f5, f3, and then queen f2. And that's a blunder. Knight d4. Okay, and now we're winning, and by a big margin. We were looking for this move, we were waiting for it. Because this idea is very strong, if you ask me. Yo, knight here, but there was a better move. And yes, that one was h4. Because if he goes here, what do we have? Knight takes f5. Flapping the rook like that. But still, in principle, this is still very good.
Thank you!
There. Stuart, thank you for the heart, man. What was the brilliant? Yeah, we're getting to it. I'm not really sure yet. I guess it's the check. No, it's not the check. Takes. Ah!
Noah.
Look at that. Queen takes g2 is the brilliant. It's very generous. But I guess it's because it's a move that understands that sacking the queen... that sacking the queen in this position, it's completely winning. So that's why it's fine. Takes. And then king f2. A little check over here. Takes. And yeah, this bishop is too much. It's simply too much. You can never make progress here because of the light square bishop. And yeah, simply then c5. If you take, I guess you can hold for a little longer, but then rook here, and I'll infiltrate and I'll win. But simply push it, and now you can't stop promotion. And that's GG. Okay, I think we're gonna leave it there, right? We're streaming for 3 hours. That's more than necessary. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely night. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I would appreciate it if you go to YouTube as well. Okay. Maybe you can watch the stream from YouTube or whatever. That would help me tremendously. So thank you. Good night, Noah. Good night, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.
Oscar.
Oscar, thank you for the follow. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. See you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.